slides, so wala yan. Last year I gave sometime last year I gave a talk about while I was learning Docker, how to use it with Rails. Just curious, sinong nakagamit na ng Docker dito? Development. Oh, yeah, exactly. Matindi na ako mag-itas. So, okay. Okay, so after years passed, I've been using it for past year, and I've compiled some lessons. So we're deploying Rails apps with inside the container and using some kind of clustering system using CoreOS. I won't go to details. I only have 5 minutes. But yeah, so I don't have a title of the talk, but these are things that I wish I've known last year. And so top of my list is, I have 5 things, by the way. Number 1 is how to handle persistence. Because if you're familiar with, so if you're running a container, you have what is called an ephemeral file system. So things go away once you destroy the container. So one of the things that you'll have to do is how to save data. So Docker has what is called a data volume container. It's a way of mounting a volume separate from the container, and it persists after the container stops. Yeah, yun lang. So my next problem after learning how to, okay, I can do this now with Docker is, do I use the container as a virtual machine, or just, lahat Nginx, yung Rails app ko, yung unicorn ko nandun, possibly Redis nandun sa isang container, or do I split them up to different containers? If you're going through tutorials, you'll read a lot of things like, oh, Docker recommends 1 process per container. And yeah, you can do that, but there are other ways of doing it as well. But you'll have to provide what is called an init system. Fusion, the ones who created Fusion Passenger, they have this, what is called a Fusion-based image, which provides a small substitute for init, which allows you to run a process tree inside your container. Yeah, I've used that briefly, but eventually I settled with having to split it up into multiple containers. So the reasons why, it depends on how you use things. Number 3, oh yes, so now you have images now. So you're building images, then you're pushing them somewhere, then you can deploy it by running the container. And so where do you store these images? There's a public registry called Docker Hub. That's where you get the stuff out. If you need a Postgres, you go to Docker Hub and you get a Postgres image. But there are also private services like Quay that you can use to store non-public images. Why do you need non-public images? Now, suppose you have this service that has certain things that you don't want to be seen in public. So that's one reason to have a private registry. You can also run your own private registry, and it's as trivial as running an image, or you have to set up things like Nginx and SSL in front. Right, last 2 points. 4, maintenance task, and this is the thing that hurt us the most, is hindi porket na-container ka, just as long as you don't, just because you're using the container doesn't mean you're excused from maintenance tasks. There are other things that you'll have to consider, such as containers die. They die a lot, so you'll have to consider things like state and how do you get back. And for example, if there's a failed deploy for some reason, nag-fail yung migrator or nag-fail yung asset compiler or whatever, you'll have to roll back from a previous version. So you have to consider these things as well. There are a few 2 projects in particular that they built on top of Docker that provide some kind of a Heroku-like workflow. Doku is the simplest, actually 3. yung pinaka-simple, yung mag-push ka lang dun sa Doku, sa SSH service, then magkakaroon ng deployment through Heroku build packs. I don't have time for that right now, but yeah, parang ganun, you can use those things. So pag nag-roll back ka, pwede mong sabihin na, okay, I'm gonna roll back this other release, so get this other image. Right. Oh yes. Once you're pulling images, consider that you're in the Philippines. So yung connection sa Docker Hub ay napakabagal. It's very slow. So what a simple workaround is just to use DigitalOcean with with Ubuntu 14.04 and Docker 1.5, and you're good to go. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.